He thought he could take my fear, but he made a mistake. All he did was create this fury.
Her voice was shaking when she repeated what he'd whispered to her. Either she went upstairs with him that night, or she could clear out her desk in the morning. Hearing her say it felt like a punch to the gut. It was almost 2:20 a.m. when she stumbled through our front door. Mascara smudged, hair a mess, her silk blouse ripped at the shoulder. I didn't need to smell the whiskey on her breath to know she hadn't been drinking by choice. She just collapsed into my arms, whispering that he'd followed her into the elevator, pushed her against the wall, and told her that no one said no to him, not if they wanted to keep selling luxury properties in this city. The rage inside me was so strong, I swore I would kill him, and I meant it. But Lauren grabbed my wrists, shaking her head. That was the trap he wanted us to fall into, she said. To understand how we got here, you need to know about Lauren. She wasn't just any real estate agent. She was a rising star in the luxury market, known for her honesty and how much she cared for her clients. 3 months earlier, she'd been headhunted by Prestige Properties, the top firm in the city, run by the legendary Stephen Merrill. His face was on billboards and in magazines, always stepping out of private jets or shaking hands with celebrities. This was the opportunity of a lifetime. We celebrated that night, thinking a brilliant new chapter had begun. But the reality behind his glossy image was far darker. That night, she'd been at a celebration dinner for closing a massive deal. After most people left, Stephen insisted she stay to discuss her future. But instead of talking business, he slid closer, touched her knee, and suggested some clients needed special service to build loyalty. When she refused, he grabbed her wrist and gave her that disgusting ultimatum. When she finally escaped and came home, something in her had changed. Her voice was hard, filled with a purpose beyond fear. We weren't just going to stop him, she told me. We were going to destroy him. And seeing the fire in her eyes, I believed her. The next morning, she walked into that office with her head held high, hiding the bruises on her collarbone. Stephen expected her to be scared, which is exactly why she acted unbroken. While she played her part, I started digging. My background in IT security helped me pull every public record and social media trace connected to his name. A sickening pattern emerged. So many talented female agents had joined the firm, been praised, and then suddenly vanished. They all disappeared after working directly with him. Lauren, meanwhile, documented everything. Every email, every interaction, every suspicious little note. The retaliation started almost immediately. Her desk was moved to a forgotten corner. Important calls were mysteriously lost. Her assistant was suddenly reassigned. Then Stephen sabotaged one of her biggest clients, lying and saying she'd missed a showing. When she went to management, they covered for him with smooth, practiced lies. The real turning point came when Lauren contacted former agents. Most were too afraid to talk, but one woman, Vanessa, agreed to meet. She recognized the pattern instantly. She'd gone through the exact same thing: the mentorship, the coercion, the refusal, and then the retaliation that forced her out. She'd signed an NDA, but she kept her own documentation. Her evidence was the key that unlocked everything. Over the next 2 weeks, Lauren found 3 more women with the same story. I found one of Stephen's former clients, a tech executive, who confirmed Stephen had personally called him to smear Lauren's name, calling her unethical. We had it all: documents, witness statements, a clear pattern of abuse and retaliation. We took everything to a lawyer who specialized in workplace harassment. We filed a formal complaint with the state's Department of Real Estate. We thought it would take months. Instead, Stephen panicked. Within days, Lauren was fired under completely bogus accusations. But that was his biggest mistake. It was undeniable proof of retaliation and only made our case stronger. More women started coming forward through a secure site we set up. A male agent even secretly testified that management had joked about Stephen's behavior for years. The case snowballed from a harassment claim into evidence of systemic corruption. The state suspended Stephen's broker license. Prestige Properties tried to distance themselves, but it was too late. Clients fled, listings vanished, and his career crumbled. Then his personal life imploded. His wife filed for divorce, exposing hidden accounts and financial misconduct. His own children refused to speak to him. As his world collapsed, Lauren's was being rebuilt. A rival firm, admiring her courage, offered her an even better position. She thrived. At the hearing, Stephen's lawyer begged us to settle. Lauren refused. She watched as multiple victims testified against him. Under cross-examination, he fell apart, contradicting himself over and over. The board permanently revoked his license and fined the firm heavily. His empire was gone in a matter of weeks. Months later, he showed up drunk at our home, begging Lauren to withdraw the complaint. I told him the truth. He did this to himself. He left a broken man, all his power gone. Lauren eventually started her own agency, Integrity Real Estate. She hired other agents who had escaped toxic workplaces and built a company on the very principles he had tried to destroy. She turned her pain into a mission. And that's how his power ended, not with violence, but with truth, courage, and the unbreakable strength of a woman who refused to be silenced. Thank you for watching. If you or someone you know is facing harassment at work, please know that there are resources available to help. You are not alone. Please like and subscribe for more stories of justice and empowerment.